Love has devised to make this heavy enough so I don't just walk around with it like this. Thank you, Mr. Love, for those really great remarks. I've been in this community just long enough that you all probably recognize that I don't love standing at a podium behind a microphone, but I will do my best at this formal moment. When Mr. Love talked to me about the symbolism of the bell, I thought how appropriate that was. As Mr. Love alluded to the history of the school, founding in 1908 with St. Genevieve's of the Pines. Of course, many of you may not know, unless you've seen it on our commemorative painting, that the bell was a prominent feature in Victoria Hall on Victoria Street, the St. Genevieve's building. You are familiar now with the Southern Railway bell that's in the courtyard of the lower school, which was given to Asheville Country Day School by Southern Railway. And so it's an appropriate melding of those symbols. I will take good care of it. Of course, a bell is used for a lot of reasons. I think of three most prominently. It's used to call people together, as the seniors did, as a church may, a school may, saying it's time to begin. It's used to celebrate, sort of like the seniors did also, and maybe like a wedding. It's also to alert people to what's coming. I'm sure that's what the Southern Railway bell was for. People were waiting for the train. They were excited for that moment when the train was finally coming. I think that's the sense that I think of this morning. We've been waiting, and here we go. The installation portion this morning is just about over. I just want to speak very briefly about what I take from Mr. Love's words, from the charge of the Board of Trustees, and from what I've learned in the last couple of weeks working with this community. I'm really clear that I have a big job. I'm also really clear that I love my job already. Part of that is an extension of my having already great affection for you kids, you as faculty, as parents, as trustees. I like my job already. My job, as many of you have heard me say, is to know you. It's to care about you and to care for you. It's to see what's happening right now and to look ahead. And it's to lead and to excite and to raise your sights, to raise our sights. There will be times when I can talk about what's happening right now, but then ask you to look just a little further, to raise your chin just a little bit, to have higher aspirations, to raise the bar. That's my job. So now, shifting gears to the convocation, what we're really here for. I think the symbolism of the bell is appropriate again. I'm calling you for the beginning of the school year. I'm alerting you to what's ahead. And just maybe we're celebrating a little bit. Certainly the seniors are celebrating. I'm calling you to a few specific things and a few general qualities in your outlook. I'm calling you to be curious and open. I'm calling you, perhaps just as importantly, to persevere. A lot of times people are critical of young people and saying they don't know what it's like, they haven't had a hard life, they don't know what real challenges are. And I'm here to say that I think that you know how to persevere and that we're going to continue to work on that. To work hard even when you struggle and get through things. Because if I'm raising your sights, sometimes I'm going to raise it too high. And you're going to struggle to meet that, whether you're a child in the lower school or a faculty member. I'm calling you to become self-determined, and you will hear me use that word a lot. To really possess yourself and determine where you are going, not just to follow along. I'm calling you to be a part of something larger than yourself. I think that's really important. We talk about Carolina Day School being part of a larger history, St. Genevieve's, Kittens Hall, Asheville Country Day School. I'm asking you to not only think about your achievements, your day, but being a part of this community, being a part of history. I'm asking you to lead sometimes. A lot of times I'll be asking you to follow thoughtfully. To think about who you will join and who you won't. And I hope that I always do a good job convincing you that you should follow what I'm saying or what others are saying. And if you have a question about where I'm trying to lead you, I hope I do a good job of explaining that to convince you. But I want you to follow thoughtfully with regard to your peers as well. And lastly, I'm calling you to engage with the ideas of others. Not just what you need to learn, not just with your lesson, but really expand your horizon and think, what can I learn from other people? Because if we know anything about what's happening in the world right now, it's that any one of us probably doesn't have all the ideas and all the skills we need. We need other people. And so, to what end am I calling you to all these things? To do well in school? Sure. To be a good teacher? Yeah. To be a good trustee? Sure. For kids, and maybe for faculty as well, the purpose I have in mind is that at the end of this process of all these things that I've called you to, your success in those areas, that you'll be adaptable, that you'll be resilient, that you'll be disciplined, you know how to get things done. I hope that I'm calling you toward an end where you find that you're not only able to solve problems, but you're inclined to doing that. You're inclined to looking at something and saying, that's a problem, and I can probably contribute to fixing that. That's a really important disposition we need to have in our life. Not just that you can solve problems when handed them by someone else, but that you do it, and that you want it, and you embrace that. I'm calling you to all of these things so that you will produce new ideas yourself and see new possibilities. And lastly, I think I'm calling you to all of these acts, training yourself in all of these ways, so that you will aspire to things that I can't even imagine yet. And maybe, as you aspire to those things, you'll try new things, and you may fail, but you'll learn from that, and you will succeed, and I will be very, very proud of you. As I said to the class of 2010 a couple weeks ago, we claim you. When you graduate from here, or when you finish pre-K or first grade, we say, we're proud of you. When you graduate from Carolina Day School, we say, we're proud of you. Why do we do that? Because we have confidence in what we've taught you, and we have confidence that you're going to do things that we can't even imagine yet. I said that the bell can call us, it can celebrate, it can alert you to what's ahead. So what am I alerting you to? I hope this is a great year. I hope that you are bringing your best energy to this year, because I am. I may be calling you to think about what's ahead not only this year, but in the next 2 years. What's ahead in the middle school, the upper school. And maybe, for those of you who are older and more mature, calling you to think about what's ahead in your life. Mr. Love called attention to the fact that I've been in schools most of my career. One of my earliest teachers said, remember, Tom, when you're teaching, that your kids will probably remember 3 things. Whether it's 3 things in any given class, or 3 things in a year. And the truth is that you probably won't remember anything that I just said. You won't remember it unless you see me living it out. Unless you see me stopping in the hallway and saying, good job, you did that thing I was talking about. You see me modeling affirmation and affection and respect for the things that you're doing. So, the proof of today in my remarks will not be whether you can pass the test later this afternoon, but whether I model it and you see in my model what I talked about, and you have the courage then to follow that example. Thank you very much. I'm very excited for this year. I'm very excited to be your headmaster. Have a good day.